Good evening and welcome to the Dream Team Tonic podcast. This is a pre-deadline stream coming at you on a Friday evening ahead of an 11 a.m. deadline tomorrow morning. How are you doing, Ben?
Not bad, mate. Looking forward to getting back into it now. How about you?
Yeah, all good. I'm never in the most chill fantasy football mindset on a Friday night. The whole work day into fantasy football. I like that Saturday morning to just have a measured look at things. But other than that, all good. We're about to answer some questions from our Patreon community and YouTube channel members up first. The chat is subscribers only at the minute. So if you want to hit that subscribe button, we are going to be going through the questions in the chat as well after that. Thank you to Nitesh Patel, who has just become a YouTube channel member. There'll be some instructions on the membership page, how you can join our Discord as well if you want to get involved there. And YouTube channel members, Patreon members get access or early access to our content and our live streams. All of our podcasts are live and our community joins in live for them. So again, if you want to hit the join button or head over to patreon.com, you can get all that. But let's take some questions first. From Patreon, we've got Nobbles. So do you think Arsenal defenders are golden given the amount of options rotation we could be seeing, especially if Hincapié is fit also? Bringing any Arsenal defenders in this week?
Possibly. Yeah. I do like the Arsenal run of fixtures. Definitely looking at bringing some in.
I think I'm bringing 2 possibly this week, but definitely 1. Just depends on budget, who I want to squeeze in, but I'm not concerned too much. Rotation will happen without doubt. Hincapié hasn't so far really featured. I think he had one sub appearance. Not too worried, although there is Skelly and Hincapié at left back now to compete with Calafiori, who I think I will bring in anyway. I just think looking at the fixtures coming up, there's so many. I think Arteta's starting to sort of sub around the 60th, 70th minute as well. So I think we might just see a bit more of that. Timber and Calafiori maybe subbing off around the sort of 70th minute, a bit more regular, which could end up banking clean sheets. We've all been stung by 59th subs, but he never really goes too early on his subs. So I still think they're good picks. I think the rate that we're sort of keeping clean sheets at, I think it'll probably still be worthwhile even with a bit of rotation in there. That's my take. Let us know in the chat if you feel the same. But do you know which one you're liking the most?
I'll let you know later on
when we have a look at our teams and potential moves. All right, cards close to the chest for now.
You're watching.
Yeah. Have you got Discord open there? Can you see the questions as well?
Yeah, got them open. Yeah.
Rather than read the whole team out, for Colin, would you keep Semenyo for his price rise?
I'd be very tempted to. Looking at the team,
he's keeping hold of Salah. I don't like Esteval. I've seen loads of people ask me about Esteval, but I do not trust him to start enough games. I prefer some of the cheap ones at City.
Yeah, it's he's actually got the best XGA in the league this year, hasn't he? But he doesn't play enough minutes to trust him.
I didn't mean City. I meant Palace. Sorry.
Yeah, with Palmer being injured for another 6 weeks, could be good for him. But I think there's still going to be rotation.
Yeah, I think it's a risk. We'll comment on that one. Let you know which option we like the best. But I think for me, it might be the Foden to Trippier Caicedo move, maybe. But yeah, no one else can see this, so we'll come back to that. Put it in the transfer suggestions as well. Breezy, Kusanov now out. Do I take out Pedro and Romero, 2 going down in price, for Timber and Pino? What do you think of those 2 moves? Pedro and Romero. Oh, Timber and Pino. I'm having a hard time with Pedro because I took him out last week. He's going to be suspended for the Champions League match. But after that, I think his fixtures look really good. I think he's going to shout. If you had him now, would you just keep hold of him? Or buy back?
It's a shame. It's a shame his suspension isn't in the first match because you'd be able to sub him out, wouldn't you? But
he's subbing. I think he might be subbing Kusanov. He says Kusanov now out, sub Kusanov, but I thought Kusanov was due back. Maybe I've missed that today.
I'd be very tempted to keep Pedro for Forest, but there's not many exciting strikers at the minute, is there, in the game?
No.
So you'd have to be a midfielder, but I don't know if
Pedro and Romero are two decent players, though, aren't they? Like, you're doing it just to get Timber, basically. It looks like.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd go for Pino. I mean, he's got good fixtures, but I don't know, because I probably will want Pedro and Romero back. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you'd probably get by with somebody else at Romero's price, but yeah, I'm not sure.
I think his second option, he says, keep Pedro for one more game as one in for next week and take the loss and then get Kusanov out for good with Romero for Timber and Pino. Save the sub. I think that's better.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a wordy one for Alive, but yeah. Lee Hooper. All pie in the sky now, but what are the chances of a high finish in the top 200 for very slow starters, i.e. those of us on less than 650 points? How many points are you on at the moment? 685. It's not
643.
Are you finished?
Am I out? I don't think
you're going to get top 200.
Top 200?
Get top 200?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I think Lee can still do it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't think you have to swing for the fences even, though. I don't think you have to just keep doing crazy captaincies or anything this early. I think you only need a couple to turn that around. Lee Doc, he's having a great season. Is Timber, Gabriel and Calafiori too much? The triple Arsenal. He's in a really strong start. Wary of no clean sheet against Atletico and then rotation in the Carabao for next week. Overkill or a chance to keep pushing ahead I think he might be even be in the top 100.
I think it'd be a really good differential. I don't think it's overkill. Arsenal's the best defence, isn't they? So, yeah, I like it.
I like it. The blocks have gone out of fashion a bit, haven't they? But I think earlier seasons, possibly before things like the tackle points and bonus come in, we used to do it a lot, like lump in on a certain defence. And I think if it does pay off, it's a really good way to go. So I would do it, but I'm a biased Arsenal fan. Just a reminder, Nitesh, you've become a new channel member. You get speedy boarding, so get your questions in if you've got any. Ian, is it worth bringing in Mamadashvili for next week for Rofs? Should play the league and the cup and hold him until Alisson returns. Next week, Roofs has Chelsea away. Let's talk him, but then just quickly do a bit on keepers as a whole, because it is a little topic. What do you think on Mamadashvili?
He's in consideration, but yeah, he should get the next 2 game weeks. But then you're going to be looking possibly moving him on again. So, do you really want to do that? Do you want to put a goalkeeper in and just leave him?
That's how I sort of feel a bit about it. Is it because I've got a draft where I could, not to give it away, but I could get 2 Arsenal and a certain super powerful attacking defender from Crystal Palace. I could get them all in if I go for... No, sorry, if I can get the best Arsenal and the best Palace, if I go for him. But otherwise, if I go for like a Henderson, a Donnarumma, I can't afford them. But...
Go on.
I feel like you're going to lose a transfer down the line to replace him.
Yeah.
So it's a second move on a goalkeeper. And then there's never like a clear, oh yeah, Alisson's going to start next week. There's never that heads up, is there? I think I've had it a few times choosing these goalkeepers where you're on a Kelleher and then all of a sudden, bang, Alisson's in. And then you could miss a double game week. Or I'm pretty sure last season there was people that had Kelleher for like 2-3 weeks after not playing any games. Do you know what I mean? So is it worth it now if you're going to lose points or a transfer down the line?
Well, it's going to be definitely a transfer either in game week 9 or game week 10, isn't it? So,
unless he's brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind it if you're going to get those 2 players in for this week. Could be a masterstroke. But you got to be wary because, like, for example, if you're taking someone out this week who you're probably going to want back in next week, that's another transfer you're booking in. So you book 2 transfers in then. So
I'm just wondering, like 2 weeks down the line, if say an Arsenal ends up playing is it Burnley or a few like that's coming up. Say a game like that is coming up, and then I find out my keeper's out. I could end up losing out on bringing in a Gyökeres or a really high upside move just to swap the keeper, which you probably wouldn't make the move, and then you'd end up with no points anyway. Yeah. It's got to be really
maybe do the 3 transfers this week, hold the 2 next week, and then 4 transfers the week after to get rid of Mamardashvili. Because next week's just Carabao Cup, innit? So
yeah, I don't mind it. I prefer it than doing a Cells, which leads into Clueless's question, which is best keeper under 2.9. I think it probably still is him.
Yeah. Yeah, probably still in, but not very nice fixtures this week. Chelsea and Porto, and then single next week against Bournemouth. So, yeah, not keen on him at the minute.
The thing is, as well, like he made loads of saves, and you would think Ange Ball is going to keep making loads of saves, but the shots that they're conceding are so different. Like instead of having a full back line and them shooting from distance and Cells making loads of saves, like it's constant balls in behind 1-on-1s, which often they don't save. So yeah, it's not great, but I think I still would pick it if that's what you're working with. And then Cookie, who's the best choice out of Caicedo and Enzo? If the team sheet was leaked early enough and you had the funds, who'd you pick? So let's go on the assumption that you find out they're both starting. Who'd you prefer out of the 2?
Both on the same points, aren't they? I think they are.
Exactly the same, is it?
Yeah. With Palmer out, I think I'd be more interested in Enzo, just because potentially on the penalties as well. And obviously he does get in the box and scores goals. Caicedo, he's got 3 goals this season, but do we think he can keep up that scoring record? I mean, he's a lovely player to just tick along in your team, getting tackles every week. He's getting like 6 tackles, and he's going to end up with 5 points every game. So it's like 10 points a week. Plus, if he gets a goal or assist, shots and target, whatever. So I think if they're both fit, I think Enzo just edges it. But I do like Caicedo pick as well.
Yeah, I'd probably agree. I do like a sort of tackle and bonus pick, but I think Enzo probably just does a bit more of everything. And I don't think the Caicedo goals will continue. I don't think he can keep getting these worldies, but he's made a good start. But yeah, I think you can't go wrong with either, but I think, yeah, Enzo for me, personally. Right, let's go to, I think that is it from the Patreon. We were a bit late getting this out. We couldn't decide on a date or get it nailed down, but we decided to do it this evening. Last minute. Let's go to the very beginning of the YouTube chat. So we've got Miss Noopy up first with just a good evening. We've got Greg. It says, need your opinion. My side is Roofs, Porro, Livramento, Gehi, and Lacroix. I think you need more players. Think you should bring some more players in?
Livramento's injured.
The rest's there. Fernandes, Foden, Reinders, Kudus, Gordon, Haaland. Thinking of Livramento to Timber and Reinders to Eze or Caicedo. That's a decent 50-50. Who'd you go out for out of those two? Eze and Caicedo.
At the start of the week, I was like, I'm getting Caicedo. Because I've already got Enzo Fernandez. But now with the Odegaard news, Eze could be getting more minutes. But Marino's scoring goals for Spain, isn't he, in the international break?
He's a machine.
Yeah. Tough. Let's think. All right. Probably Caicedo. More nailed.
Final answer.
More nailed.
Yeah, I think I would agree. I've got Eze in my team just for clarity. I had him in there before. I think that happened before the first time that Odegaard returned. And now Odegaard's injured again. It's looking a little bit better. But yeah, I do still think every week when the team sheet comes out, I think, is Eze playing? And then where is Eze playing? It's still not like great. Whereas Caicedo, you just know he's going to turn up and score points. So I think I would go Caicedo. And no arguments with Livramento to Timber, is there?
No, definitely not.
I think that's decent. Nope, stick with it. Stick with it, Greg. Kevin capped block. Terrible defense. Cash, Milenkovic, Williams. Any thoughts on changes? Going to go Enzo out for Kudus. 3 transfers left. So maybe a Chelsea defender. So let's start with that. Cucurella or Chalobah? Augusto.
What's that?
Who'd you go for if you wanted a Chelsea defender?
Oh, if I want a Chelsea defender. Cucurella first and then Gusto. Not Gusto.
Chalobah.
Chalobah's back now. And then Gusto if you're desperate because he's only 3.2. If you need the funds elsewhere, but he's going to get probably 1.5 games.
Just looking there, it's hard because he's only got 0.2 in the bank, or 0.1 if he already brings in Kudus. So I think he will need a Gusto in there for sure.
What about O'Reilly?
Yeah, I don't know because of Nori coming back.
Nori's back, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly think a lot of the time the better option at the moment, unless you're going Gusto, we've seen like Marlon being popular in our Discord and stuff. I honestly think if you're considering these players, I think it may just be worth not having one of the big hitters possibly and just sort it out later and make it more balanced.
Marlon might be good for this week, but I think I'd want to sell him the week after because he's
single.
Yeah. Man City away next week. Then he goes into Liverpool. But he's got go-ahead Eagles away in the Netherlands. Nice little trip for him back home. Could do well in that. I could see rotation in that. Watkins is supposed to be fit, but he went off injured for England, didn't he? So could get
crashed into the post.
Yeah. Ouch.
Evening to Joe. Evening to Ian. Bill. Salah out. He's not pissing around any longer. His words. He's doing Salah and Bruno to Caicedo and Saka. Grealish sub for Timber. Yeah, if you've got Grealish, he's obviously not going to play against his old club or parent club.
You get the price rise is bigger on Timber, isn't it, than Saka?
Yeah.
Could bring Saka in as a sub.
I guess, yeah. If you're going to bring the other one in the week after anyway. But I guess if you sub in Timber this week, he could play twice and then not play the Carabao Cup match if you want to do it that way. But I think that looks good. We quickly talk Salah because it's the hot topic here. We've got Ian saying, Bill, I think Salah hauls this week. 2 good games. LP is saying Salah for 2 more weeks. Question mark. And then our good friend Ian, Cloudy Sky Fantasy Football. Evening all. Glad to be able to catch at least some of this live. My question is, will there be a better 12th man option down the line over Salah this week? Can't be sure of his or Liverpool's output. So, where to start?
Yeah,
Do
I
you
think
want Salah in your team? First off.
I do want Salah in my team for this week. Man United at home and then Frankfurt in the Champions League. Was it 11 goals he's got against United? I think it was 11 goals when I looked the other day. Yeah. So definitely want him for this fixture. Next week, he might not play in the Carabao Cup, but it's Crystal Palace who've done him over twice this year in the Community Shield and in the league. So they might want a bit of revenge, play a bit stronger in the cup, which they don't normally do, Liverpool. But yeah, I'm tempted to take him out, use the money, and 12th man him back in because he's going down in price again as well, which I ain't that bothered about if I was going to hold him. But I'm thinking I can jump on a couple of price rises and make my team stronger from selling him.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I think it's what I'm going to do as well. But I do have reservations as well because in answer to like Ian's second part, will there be a better 12th man option down the line over Salah? I think, yeah. Like if you just break it down to, is there one player you could bring in as a 12th man who's going to score more than Salah this week? Then I do think, yeah, there'll be better chances. But it's like what else it lets you do with the rest of your team. Because I would like to, in theory, if you're just taking Salah out to bring him back in again, you could say that one of your transfers who's coming in is technically your 12th man. And if it ends up being a defender from Arsenal or a Munoz or someone, you're like, would you really 12th man in Timber? Probably no, you wouldn't. But I don't think you can look at it like that in isolation because you said about the price changes thing. I've got Lacroix and I'm probably going to hold him on a 0.3 drop because I am probably just going to keep him long term. But if I was going to transfer him out next week, I probably wouldn't want to take that drop. So it's tricky. And then all the players that you're probably going to bring in with the Salah money are probably all going to rise. And if you don't do the Salah move this week, it makes it much harder to buy all of those guys you want the following week, or you might miss their nice fixtures this week.
Yeah.
It's not perfect.
Yeah. And when you're using this chip, you want to use it from someone you can't afford, really. And Salah is an expensive player. It's a nice way of getting a really good player in your team. Later in the season,
I can see why people raise their eyebrows.
Yeah. Later in the season, it won't be as valuable either because the team value would have gone up and you would be able to afford the better players anyway.
We said on the pod, like, you probably would feel differently about it because I think at the start of the season, I imagined it would be like I'd have a front four of Gyökeres, Haaland, Salah, and maybe 12th man Isak. And I've got 4 of the most incredible strikers in the same team with great fixtures. But I think, is it 12th man's been about for 2 seasons now? I think both of ours have been
first season this is
relatively disappointing.
Yeah. I think there will probably be better opportunities later in the season, though, but we won't be with such an elite player, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's almost like rather than it be how many points is Salah going to get you this week, it's like how many extra points will this team get you versus your team if you just kept him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there'll be plenty of other options. I'm not going to be like, people should be doing this move because I think it just works for my team, not necessarily everyone's.
Don't forget your overhaul teams, guys, in the Cloud Sky game.
Yep. Have you done yours?
Not yet. I'm gonna look tonight.
I've been so busy. I'll be doing that
tonight.
in the morning. That's how well my planning goes. This is where I struggle in these types of games. Check out Cloudy Sky Fantasy Football, though. I think you might be able to click on Ian's little logo there and it takes you. TS Editor needs a wild card. MC says glad to have us back. The international breaks are it. Adam Byron, Saka in for Doku or Semenyo. So Doku's gonna be dropping, is he? And Semenyo gets the 0.3.
0.3.
Or is a 0.3 swing either way?
Yes, 0.6.
Oh.
Me personally, I'd keep Doku out of them two.
Would you?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, because I just like Doku, and I think he's gonna play this week. He's had his rest, and he's been on fire, hasn't he? Semenyo's good to keep for the next 2 weeks, really, but he's got 2 singles.
I'd want Semenyo out the week after.
He's Forest next week, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of them. You're just going to end up keeping him. I don't think it's a problem. No, I'm just thinking, like, again, if you want Doku longer term, then maybe hold it. But if you're just going to sell Doku the week after, but I don't think you would, because you'd hope that he gets Swansea. But you do. Doku isn't a genuine double game week player, though, is he? You will get benches.
Yeah, he's good in this game. Like in FPL, you wouldn't probably have him in your team because you can't guarantee he's going to play every week. But at least he'll play 1.5 games in this game, if you know what I mean. So he's just a bonus monster, and he's actually getting attacking returns this season. So yeah, I like him. But yeah, Semenyo's obviously a better player, but it's up to you. You might get an extra 2 games out of Doku over the next 2 weeks, or you might end up getting more points out of Semenyo because he's the main man at Bournemouth.
It's the players coming back that worries me a little bit, but I suppose it's only, is it Marmoush? Doesn't necessarily take his spot. Dave saying talk about short notice. Joe would go keep Semenyo. I'll ask you this question. I'm going to quickly turn my camera off, quickly grab my laptop charger because I didn't realise I'm not plugged in and it's flashing. Senesi to Chow and originally Doku to Caicedo. Who's an alternative to both of these two who are now a doubt? You got that? 2 seconds?
Yeah. So Chow, was he 3.5? It's not, I can't think off the top of my head a defender around that price that I was looking at. That Gusto's 3.2, isn't he? But I don't know if I'd want to go to Gusto. Doku to Caicedo. It's a good move, but I can't see Caicedo missing this game. So I think I'd stick with that. What's Doku 4.3? Do you have an alternative for Chow? 3.5 million?
3.5. Probably not. I think he's decent value. It's just a hunch because I've watched a few games we've been playing. I thought he looked brilliant. I think he might actually get a good run. Like I know we're worried about is it Cher and Botman, a bit of rotation. Maybe you can't really rotate Burning to centre back now with the injuries, but I think he's going to keep his place there for most of the games.
Can you stretch to Chalobah 3.9?
Yeah, I think we had this in the Discord. There was like someone asked about 3.8 and there was loads at 3.9. There was like Trippier as well. No, I think I'd go for Chow at that price because other than that, you're probably going down to Gusto. I think Chow probably plays better minutes than Gusto.
I think it's Trippier's 3.9 as well.
Trippier's 3.9, yeah.
Yeah, he's going up 0.3 as well. Chow.
I'd do it because then, worst case, he doesn't play as regular as you want. Once he's then up to 3.8, you're so close to loads of good options. Then
Yeah,
so I'd do it. Even Chalobah at 3.9 didn't play last week, so he's going to stay the same.
Yeah.
Perry, thoughts on João Pedro and Grealish for Kudus and Esteval? Oh, we've already slated Esteval. Leaves him with 0.6 in the bank. Well, I slated Esteval.
1 week punt maybe, and see how it goes. But I'm not that keen on it. I mean, for the price, 3.2 and get 0.3 rise. Could be a nice little gamble, but
I was just looking. A few people asked me in my comments as well, but obviously he scored against Liverpool, but played 15 minutes. Played 36 minutes before that, 63 before that, so he did get a start, but that was 3 matches ago. Even against Lincoln, only played 31. United played 6. Bayern 9. I'd want to see more minutes. I know Palmer is out, but they have got a lot of options, haven't they?
yeah.
What's the price? Esteval 3.2.
3.2.
Would you prefer Gusto and have an extra defender than an Esteval?
I'd probably go for it,
Would you?
Yeah. Go get the rise out of it. Palmer injury.
I think Gusto is still rising as well. 0.1 though.
Yeah, could do what they call it, a daisy chain.
Yeah. I quite like the guys if you've got near enough. Do you prefer Esteval than paying for Pino 3.4? I think Pino's minutes are better.
Yeah, Pino's probably a better option.
Yeah, I'd rather Pino.
Yep. The new Eze.
He looks good. Right, I'll try and speed through. I didn't realise we had as many comments as this in the normal chat. What are your thoughts on 12th man? What are your thoughts on Enzo, as he's a doubt? You're an owner, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, well, even if he is doubtful, even if he misses his first one, I think he'll play midweek. So I'm not even thinking about substituting him. I'm going to leave him in and suck it up if he misses the first one. But I think he'll play. I think he'll play both games. I think he was sent back early so that he's ready for this match, because the Costa Rica game was a late game for Argentina, wasn't it? And it was only a friendly.
Yeah, I think he's going to be all right. Obviously, none of us know, and obviously check the latest team leaks or whatever tomorrow. But I think I'd keep hold of him. I think he's going to be good down the line, and it doesn't sound like he's going to be out long, does it?
Yeah,
I think I would still keep hold of him, to be honest, if I had him in my team. But I know it's easier to say when you haven't got him.
Yeah. What do you think about what he says there? He's thinking about having him as 12th man, but if Enzo doesn't play, he brings him in as a sub, Salah as a sub.
No, you can't. Oh, sorry, I see what you mean. Enzo doesn't, but the thing is, if you really want Salah, do you really want to just wait and see? Oh, I might get Salah if he turns up, or if not.
Yeah, you want him, don't you?
Yeah,
I'd want him for this week.
I think I'd just 12 man him in. Paul Evans, look, I think Esteval's a good shout. That was it. Michael Hodson has taken Salah and Doku out for Saka Timber. Maybe he'll be considering the 12th. Yeah. Let us know in the comments, by the way, if you think this 12th man talk is nonsense, because I think it will divide opinions. Is Caicedo an injury doubt? I don't believe he's up to something, Maresca. You as You're a Leicester fan. Did Maresca play these games before? Because
Yeah,
did he? Yeah, because
very sneaky.
I think Caicedo's been seen in training, but he said he hasn't trained, but he was in the photos. Enzo hasn't been seen, but yeah, it feels like he's been a bit tricky. But yeah, we don't really know the answer. Rick Plant, Salah always gets points against United. Tom Fairburn with the 12th man Salah shout. I think there are better weeks to do it. For example, there's a double game week where Liverpool have West Ham away and then Sunderland at home. So that period of time, I'll be planning to transfer him back in. I think that's game week 11 or 12. So it's not like a go without Salah for ages. It's go without him until he looks like we're not ruling out if he looks really, really good in this double, possibly bring him back. But Brentford, Palace, Villa, Real Madrid, Man City. I think looks pretty tough if they don't up their game. Evening to GB Fantasy Football. Evening to Sam. Evening to Joe. Brownie FF. Uncertainty Principle. I took out Salah. Is this a four-man move? Salah, Bowen, Semenyo, Spence. The Saka, Timber, Munoz, Caicedo. All good transfers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously
all good transfers. But Salah's got good games. Bowen's got a good single. Semenyo's got a good single, innit? It's weird. But yeah, I think that overall that's a better team.
You get more points with what you've got coming in. Steve Ricks going 5 at the back as an option this week. Or is going 5 at the back an option this week as I can get Porro, Timber, Gabriel, Cash, and Munoz. Part the bus. Did you keep Porro?
Yeah. Yeah, I keep him. He's had his rest this week, last game, didn't he? I think there's going to be a bit of rotation between the 3 fullbacks, so.
It is cool how the formations have changed. Like 5 at the back. Never would have thought it was an option. I've had 4 for a lot this season. Mike Meakin is a member, hasn't used Discord yet. So, yeah, if you're a YouTube channel member and you want to join our Discord, I think there's a bit where you just go to your memberships or benefits, and I wrote out just some instructions basically on how to join. So check that one out if you want to get in. Nitesh, Rice or Kudus?
Kudus.
Kudus for me. He's one of my favourite players on this format. I don't know why I never started with him. Mike, what about Munoz, 12th man?
I mean, could do well this week, but yeah, I don't mind it. But I'm going Salah.
I'm going Salah as well. But what's funny is like he would be, if I transferred Salah out, Munoz would be one of the people that I'd consider bringing in. I don't think he is going to be one of the guys that come in, but are you unofficially 12th man in?
Can't you transfer him in because he's going up again?
We'll come to it. So Steve, is Bentancur an option this week? Only a single game week player. I have KDH. Don't have the budget.
How much is Bentancur?
He's not one that's on my radar. 2.8.
2.8.
Ugh. This is what I mean. Like the one you get stuck with some of these players, can't you? If you have too many expensive ones.
What's he doing with his other transfer? Put it in the chat, Rixie.
All right. Mike, he says on Disc. I'm on Discord, but I don't know how to join. Put a comment under this video, not in the live chat, but just comment on it afterwards, and then I'll reply to the comment, give you the instructions there. GB Fantasy Football, throwing the question gauntlet down nice and early. Who do you think will be the player / players to break the quality attacker shortage eventually?
Strikers.
Yeah.
I think Pedro will be back on the radar next week.
And Voldemort, Lord Voldemort, has started well. He's not like, I don't think he's going to be like an elite striker on the game, but he's still okay at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I mean, it could all change next week. All change next week.
You mentioned on the pod, didn't you? Mateta could be a decent shout for this week.
Yeah.
I think Gyökeres will come good. I think Isak will come good as well. And I've seen a few people mention Gakpo. Possibly if Liverpool do turn their form around and you don't want to get Salah, like, is he 4.5 rising? I think not bad.
I don't know. Ekatiki's can play left side as well, can't he?
Yeah. But it's the same as last year, isn't it? With like Gakpo and Diaz, they were still okay picks at times. Do you think Chow plays both Prem and the Champions League? And how now do you think Trippier is?
I think Trippier's nailed. Chow, they got Botman's back, Shear's back, so there could be a bit of rotation there. I mean, they've been doing well since Chow's been in the team, though, so it'd be hard to drop him now.
Mm-hmm. I'm no Newcastle expert, but I keep looking at like the fixtures and thinking, if I was Newcastle and it's Champions League, I'd probably go full strength. What I think is full strength for Brighton. Probably keep the back line unchanged for Benfica. And then it's what you do for Carabao or Fulham after that, I think. But I think they need to get points, don't they, in the Champions League?
Yep.
I think Chow plays 3 out of 4, if I had to guess. Saka and Gyökeres any good given Havertz and Madueke's soon to return? I don't think you need to worry about it yet until they're actually physically back. And Madueke's not benching Saka.
No.
I think Havertz will bench Gyökeres, though. If you don't buck his ideas up.
Yeah.
João Pedro we've mentioned. Is having a keeper that important as they don't get many points? I think goalkeepers get more points than what people think. You want to have one, don't you?
Yeah, you want to have one. But it's the last place in your team where you're probably happy to have a single game week player, isn't it?
And it's the position where you probably just only go to a certain level. You don't go, oh, I want Raya. I think you normally just try and get like the best, cheapest option.
Yeah.
I went back and looked, and I think Henderson still scored pretty well last season. Quite a few keepers. Martinez was good at phases, wasn't he?
Mm. I think I jumped too quickly to get Martinez in last year, and then it knackered me up for future transfers.
Yeah, we both made that mistake, didn't we? I went for someone early. I went the other way. I went Sells to Muric.
Yeah. To
free up some money for a move, and that was crap for a few weeks. And then I upgraded probably too far. I think I might have gone to Martinez, or I went to Raya for a point.
Yeah.
Steve Joe said she has an injured keeper last year. Kept doing other transfers and leaving it cost her a mini league. James, channel member. Cheers, James. Should I go for Raya and Chow or Sanchez and Cucurella? Taking out Palmer and Piri Piri. Spicy pick.
Sanchez is going to get rotated, isn't he? He's Enzo said that. Resca. Yeah. He's already said that he's going to rotate at some point. Raya's too expensive. I do prefer Cucurella over Chow. But, I like Henderson or Donnarumma at 3.7. And I am warming to the Mamardashvili short-term thing if you can afford to do it and pencil in a transfer late in a few weeks for another goalkeeper.
I'm going to have to look at that after. I prefer the Sanchez to Cucurella, but I would just wonder if you could make it Chalobah then and Henderson, or Chalobah and Donnarumma, rather than the double up. Right, let's try and pick out some that we've not covered at all, and then we'll have a look at our teams, shall we? Blimey, there's a lot here. I've lost where I am. Sean got Livramento and the Man United keeper out. Who to replace? Budget no limit. He's made with money. Just mention some keepers we like.
Timber or Munoz or something like that, and then Henderson or Donnarumma. I like Donnarumma this week because he's going for 0.3, and he'll play both games. But next week he won't play Carabao Cup because Trafford will play that. But
and it's Villa away.
Yeah, Aston Villa away. Yeah, and then Henderson will play probably both games in the Carabao next week.
Yeah, because it's Liverpool away.
Yeah.
The thing that's making me want Henderson is the 2 home games this week, even if one is Bournemouth. In game week 9, obviously it's not great, is it? Arsenal away, Liverpool away, but they're a solid defence. Could be saves. But then after that is home fixture Brentford, home fixture AZ, home fixture Brighton. Got 5 home games in the next 7. Looks pretty nice. And then even after that, the fixtures look good. It's tempting. But then are there better Palace options at the back?
Yeah, you're worried about having too many Palace players at the back.
Yeah, I'm looking at mine. I might end up with 3 Palace, which is a bit dodge. But we'll come on to that.
They've been solid, haven't they, for a good year?
Yeah. You said on Telegraph, I think we might both have triple.
I've tripled up on some of my teams, definitely in Telegraph. So the value of the players, it's cheap in that game.
Shout out Dave. He's just left his 4-year-old to put him to bed just so he can catch up on the pod. Dedication. He'll have you up in the morning, then you'll miss the deadline. Used Manchester, used his 12th man on Gyökeres, Newcastle away, but wanted him for Olympiacos at home. That's unlucky.
Yeah. I was just looking at Gyökeres. Could be a 12th man in game week 10, but...
Who got Sunderland or Burnley, is it?
Yes, Burnley and Slavia.
That's it.
But you don't know if he's going to be playing by then. Like you said, Havertz might be back in.
Yeah. There will be weeks, won't there? There will be weeks where it's quite clear and obvious, as they say. Doku to Palhinha.
Not for me.
3.5. Nah.
I like Doku in this game. I mean, he's going down because he got a sub appearance last game week. But I think he's good for these next fixtures coming up.
He's your new Mahrez, isn't he, from years back? He'd disappear for 2 games. We didn't get the sort of 2 transfers a week though, did we? So you'd have him and you just say, "Oh, we'll just hold him for this next 5 because he'll do well." I remember having him for that game. Was that Burnley? Do you remember when he scored a hat trick? I'm not sure if it was Burnley. But I remember having him for that, and that was after. I don't know if I was on the pod yet, or if I just heard you guys say you got to be patient with him, and then he banged that hat trick. I was so buzzing when that happened. Right. Should we do teams?
Yeah, can do.
I'm sorry if we couldn't get through all of them. We're trying to stick to an hour. We probably ain't going to end up going over again. do you want to take us through your team, or shall I see if I can bring your team up on the screen, and then you might at least be able to talk us through it? I won't be able to make your moves for you, but should we try that?
Yeah.
Might be a bit ambitious here. I've not done this in a while. Tell us how many points you got this week anyway while I do it. Distract the people.
Do we have to?
I'll keep it to yourself.
What was it?
You have to tell some jokes or something instead.
It was an awful week last week, as I said on the pod. 56 points. I brought in Gordon, who got taken off early after scoring 2 goals in the Champions League week before. And then Voltemade got the penalty because he was off the pitch. And he looks like he's saying he reckons that penalties are his, don't they? When he was on international duty, got interviewed. Gordon's claiming he's going to be taking them. And I brought Lacroix in, and he got 1 point as well against Everton. So they hadn't lost for 19 games or something. And then they were winning 1-0, and then they conceded. So, 56 points.
I'm going to bring up the team on the screen.
Yeah.
But they've got them blasted gambling ads all over it. So I'm going to try and cut it off. But if it does pop up, please gamble responsibly.
So that's my team. Quite a few players going down in value, to be honest, but I'm going to try and bring some players in that are going up. Lacroix's going down 0.3 by the looks of it. Doku's going down 0.3. Who else? Salah 0.2. Gordon probably 0.2. Romero. So, and Watkins. So,
it's another bad week for price changes.
Yeah. So I've got to find some good players. So I was considering Roofs to Donnarumma and Watkins to Caicedo. They're both going up 0.3. But as the week's gone on, I've decided to do something a little bit different. So, I'm taking Salah out, who's predicted to be going down 0.2. Could be 0.3 for all we know, because his value is so high. They might just chop his legs off. So take him out, get the value, bring in Saka, and then the other move was Watkins out for Timber. Get an Arsenal defender in there. I do like Munoz as well, but I've already got Lacroix, so I'm going to bring in an Arsenal defender. Timber is just ridiculous, and he's got one of the highest shots and targets in the league. I think he's hiding Salah. So, I'm bringing him in. Hopefully he'll get me some goals and some assists and clean sheets. And then I'm going to 12th man Salah back in, because I'll do one in for these fixtures, Man United and Frankfurt. And captain Haaland again.
Yeah, I do think it's the right move. Your hands are tied, aren't they, a little bit because of Watkins? He's got to go, isn't he?
Yeah. It's time to go.
Time to go. The captain. Is it Captain Obvious?
Yeah, Captain Obvious this week. I think so. He's on fire, isn't he? What are you doing?
Is that goalkeeper change?
Yeah, I'm happy to keep Roos for this week. He's gonna stay the same value. And he's got he's got Wolves at home, hasn't he? So just hold that. Hopefully I can move it on next week. And if I did the other way and left Salah in, I'm probably going to spend most of my budget on the goalkeeper and moving Watkins on. So Might be good. Next week I'll have like 1.4 million spare. And
I'm
hopefully
just
I
trying
get...
to find the screenshot you sent me earlier. This is the Saka Timber, isn't it? Is it? Saka Timber 1.4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I think that looks good.
What about you?
Like I said on the pod, I've got 3 transfers. Let me see if I can bring it up again. I'll take it off. First, TS Editor says, I don't even know what the internet looks like without an ad blocker. I don't know how this has happened because I won't name the company that's they're not sponsoring the show, so no airtime. But I've got a well-known mainstream ad blocker, and for some reason it just doesn't block this. Do you know the one above your team and the one below your team? It'll block ads everywhere apart from that. So yeah, TS Editor, hit me up with your ad blocker. Let me switch to mine. Share screen. Right, that's mine at the minute. But I've got 3 transfers because I rolled one last week. Currently 6.9k. I've got 3 transfers, and I want Arsenal for sure in my team at the back. And I think I want to change my keeper this week. So this is where I'm at the minute. Oh, it's going to blooming show it. Here we go. This is just where I'm at the moment, without doing the changes, because it will just, the screen just jumps all over the place. That's what it's looking like currently. So I think I'm going to take out Romero, Rofes, and Salah, and replace them with Calafiori, Timber, Henderson, and that is 1.4 in the bank. I do want Munoz. I do really want Munoz.
So if you can do the Mamadashvili and Munoz, would you do it? I like it. I do.
Can that work? Hang on. See, I'm not short of doing it this way. I could do Timber and Munoz, and I think that leaves me 0.5 in the bank. The Mamadashvili would give me an extra
4.
Because what I want to be able to do, just in case, is go Foden either back to Salah or to Saka, to have that option there. And if I decide to go, if Salah doesn't do very well, I don't have to get him. If Eze does fine and I don't feel like I need Saka, I won't get him. And I could just do Foden or someone else, even just Concert to Munoz. I can afford to do that then, I think. So I think I might just kick it down the road a bit longer. But then if I do get Munoz in a week later, 2 weeks later, I'll have Henderson, Lacroix, Munoz. Triple Palace, double Arsenal, which could be painful if it doesn't pay off. And I'll be hoping for an Arsenal Palace 0-0 in game week 9, possibly. So I can do Calafiori and Munoz and do this way. I could do Calafiori, Munoz, and get Lacroix out instead of Romero.
So you can't put Timber and Munoz in.
No, if I go Timber, Munoz, and Henderson or Donnarumma, that's 0.1 short.
Can't you do Mamadashvili?
So I could do Timber, Munoz, Mamadashvili.
I'd be tempted to do that.
It's tempting, isn't it? It's sort of one. It is sort of as we've been doing this live stream, the idea of it has felt quite nice. Let me see what it looks like. Let's see. Let's put it in and see what it looks like. It's annoying.
Alisson miraculously comes back.
Can you imagine?
He always does that. I think people have been putting Keller in last season a couple of times, and he come back early.
But sometimes he comes back early, and then I'm sure there's been other times where he just seemed to be out. Like it was another week and another week and another week. Like his hamstrings are cheese strings, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna do it and just see what it looks like. I could get one over though. That's the problem. So it'd be Timber at the back, and instead of Calafiori, go Munoz. The only thing, one Arsenal's fine, but do you not think that everyone's gonna have at least one Arsenal?
Possibly, yeah.
Salah to Munoz, Romero to Timber. And then, Roth's out gives me 3.6 for the keeper. So, Mama Dashvili, 0.3.
Decent. Do you not? Next week when Villa only have a single, you've sold Romero. He'll have a double next week. For Konsa.
Yeah, so I could leave Romero and take the Quar out if I did want to do the Henderson Munoz thing, but would you mean take Konsa out?
I mean take Konsa out because he's gonna have a single next week.
Because I would probably replace him the week after anyway, and then you could end up keeping Romero.
Yeah,
for the longer term. Yeah, it's something I considered, but I just feel like that go-ahead Eagles. Not to downplay him, that just feels like that one feels like the banker, the one that can't foul.
This Villa for you though.
Do you reckon that looks good like that? Or do you think it's risky?
No, I do like it. I just like if the team stays in the cup, it's extra games, isn't it? Every week, every time they play. You leave Konsa in, and that's booking a transfer in. Do you know what I mean? You've got Anderson there as well. They're out of cup, aren't they, Forest?
Yeah, I know what you mean, because I would have two definite single game week players, wouldn't I, in Anderson and Konsa. Konsa I was possibly thinking about taking out anyway, but could I just do it later because it's a 0.1 riser and the other two are dropping?
Yeah, and then you've booked your goalie transfer in as well.
Look, there is another way. There was another one I was looking at, I think, that was don't do the keeper and do Salah. I mean, it doesn't matter. All my defenders are 4, so it doesn't particularly matter which one I did, but it would have been like Munoz like that, Calafiori and Timber. But with 0.5, so that way you're sort of stuck on Munoz and you can't go. You probably won't be able to get to Saka or Salah if things go pear-shaped.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to probably stick to the first one, but the Mamadashvili is tempting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll get pelters because I didn't put him in my my video.
Who, Mamadashvili?
Yeah. I don't like it. I can see it backfiring. Like, I know it looks good this week and you're like, yes, perfect. Because the bad thing happens later. But like, am I going to end up, I don't know, 10 points better off this week and then end up with a missed double game week for my keeper in 2-3 weeks' time?
Yeah.
You'd do Mamadashvili, wouldn't you?
I think I would.
You can see it.
I think I would. And I'd do the Konsa out instead of Romero. I'm not bothered about the price rise because Romero's still in the cup.
That's what I think. They're both really good options as well, aren't they? Like, Konsa's really good for bonus, but Romero's pretty good for tackles and attacking returns. I think the fixtures are both relatively the same. Romero probably does play the double though, don't you think? Because it's
Yeah.
Newcastle in the Carabao.
Yeah, I reckon
Yeah,
so.
and I could make the same argument for Lacroix out, to be honest. I know he's going to play. I think he's a great hold. But if I did go Henderson and Munoz with my transfers, then I could just transfer Munoz in for Lacroix, really, if I didn't want to have to triple up. Things to consider before 11 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that's not confused anyone further. Hope you all know what you're doing, because I'm not decided. Are you set on yours?
Yeah, I'm pretty set on it now.
I'll sleep on it. I'll watch a few Mamadash compilations.
He was class in the Euros. Was it the Euros last one? Yeah.
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 He couldn't keep out the Caicedo screamer, though, could he? But I think he even saved a penalty in the international break against Spain, I think.
Yeah.
Something to consider.
Esteval scored 2 for Brazil.
Did he?
International break as well.
Oh, I'd be knackered then, wouldn't he? Be too tired.
He didn't play the second match. Well, he played like 10 minutes or something.
Tough choices. Right. Should we wrap it up there? If you did want to join our Discord community, you can get access by becoming a Patreon member or a YouTube channel member. If you are a YouTube channel member, like I said, if you're not in there yet, just drop a comment below and I'll show you the way in the comments. But you get early access to our podcasts as well. Ad-free listening for the duration that is behind the is it a paywall? Do you call it a paywall? We release our podcasts on a Wednesday to everyone else and a Monday if you're a member. But yeah, all that by hitting the join button or patreon.com/Dream Team Tonic. Enjoy your weekends.
Cheers, everyone.
We'll see everyone Monday. We may have a special guest lined up, but I won't confirm it yet because it's not 100%. But if you want a mystery guest, tune in Monday. Bye-bye.
And like the video.
Oh, yeah, and that. There's too many things. Like and subscribe as well. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Cheers, everyone.